Good morning. Okay, so this is I don't know which take, but I'm going to go through instead of actually writing it at the time because I don't think the document camera can hear, you can hear my audio very well on that. So, what we're going to do is talk about it this way. So, um, when you're writing a check, okay, first of all, people say checks are obsolete. They're absolutely not. Um, there's a lot of instances where you would write checks because when you pay with a debit card or you pay electronically, sometimes there's a convenience fee. And I mean, even though it's not a ton of money, the larger the amount of your purchase, the bigger the convenience fee. So when you write a check, a lot of times I mean, not a lot of times, if they accept a check, there's no fee for that. So, first of all, when you're looking at a check, and I'll go kind of go over what I've done here. When you're looking at a check, there's a couple of things you want to check out. And we used to do this in the bank where we talked about it being the Z method, and you kind of start up here at the top, you go over, you look at everything in the middle, and then you go all the way over to the right. You just kind of check out everything on the check. Um, and make sure that it has all of the pieces that you want. Now, these numbers here at the bottom are kind of like a barcode of sorts, and it's called the Memo Line, and that stands for magnetic ink character recognition. And basically, if a check does not have these numbers, it is not a real check. The first set of numbers in between these two little, I like to call sideways little faces, is the routing number. And what that does is it tells them where to route this check, what bank and what state that this check is from. And then the second set of numbers is up until you get to this, I like to call it a little dog. It's got two legs and a face. This is the account number. So this is the specific person's account that this check belongs to. The last set of numbers is the check number, and that should match the check number that's in the top right corner of the check. Um, when you're writing a check, you're always going to put the date. Now, for 2020, I always do, for this year, I put 2020 instead of just 20 because if you think about it, somebody else could write in 19 and it would be like 2019 and then it would be an old check. And yeah, so I just kind of eliminate that. I write the 2020. Um, then, when you're going to pay someone with a check and it says pay to the order of, this is who you're writing the check to. You always want to print in this because you want it to be very clear who that check is going to. Okay. Over here to the right is the number section where you're actually going to write in, like for Target, for this example, $57.68. Then down here, you're going to, if you can write in cursive, you're going to write in cursive $57.68 out of 100. So 68 cents out of a dollar. And then you're just going to draw a line, fill up all of that space. Now, the reason that it looks up here like I completely messed up this check is because I wanted to show you the difference between the numbers and the written amount of the money. The legal amount of the check is always the written amount. And the reason is because this is more easily altered than this. So originally I had written in here $100. And then you can see I kind of added a comma, added some more zeros. And then I changed it to $10,000. And you can easily tell that this is altered. Whereas the numbers, it may have been always this way and it may not have been. So this is always the legal amount of the check, okay? The next thing is the memo line. And the memo line is where you're going to put what you're writing the check for. Now, I try to be as specific as possible, especially if it's for something like for the school, for instance, because how many different things could you be writing a check to the school for? A lot. It could be pictures, it could be lunch, it could be overdue books, it could be a number of things. So I always try to be specific, and I put the account number in the memo line, more for me than anyone, but also it really does help the person that's accepting this check, like for instance, the school, to know where to apply that money to. And then over here on the right side, you are going to sign your name. Now, over here, you'll see kind of examples of just practicing signatures. It doesn't matter what your signature looks like, as long as it's consistent. The key here is for you to sign your name the same way every single time. And this is really for your protection, because if for some reason you had a fraudulent charge come through your account, either somebody forged a check or somebody somehow got your account number or your debit card and tried to sign a receipt with your name, it's going to be very easy to prove that that is not your signature if you have signed your signature the right way consistently every single time. So come up with a signature and practice that, and just make sure that every single time you sign your name, you sign it the same way. So you are welcome to fill out these checks like I have, and or you can make 3 checks out to whoever you want to, and then that's what you're going to upload for this assignment. You're going to upload your 3 checks that you have written on that worksheet, and make sure you fill out all of the parts. And if you have any questions, just let me know.